The number 2 scorer, best shooter from outside. Here are the Vols of Tennessee. Vincent Yarbrough, the sophomore, terrific player. Isaiah Victor has been in a slump since midseason. C.J. Black, a force inside. Tony Harris, a great shooter. And John Higgins, the point guard. For Jerry Green, we asked Jerry on this St. Patrick's Day if he was Irish. He said, well, I'm not, but my entire team is today. So he's in the spirit. Green, who is coaching in his 3rd year at the University of Tennessee, and last year the Vols lost in the 2nd round, upset by Southwest Missouri State.
Well, it's going to be an interesting game for Tennessee because they do have to shoot the ball well, particularly Tony Harris, but the Raging Cajuns are a team that plays that in-your-face defense. They really do a good job in the transition game. They have to hit the 3 ball. It should be very interesting start, a game of momentum. Whoever has the most momentum throughout this game has the advantage.
And it's Smith who gets his hand on the tap, but knocks it out of bounds to Tennessee. Officials today are David Libby, Tim Gabatero, and Mark Reichling. 17,000 expected during the course of the 4 games of this afternoon and this evening here in Birmingham. Lane Harmon, junior from Rayne, Louisiana, averaging 13 a game. Thomas comes outside, and then it's off to Billy Jones. This is Smith. All of the Cajuns getting a chance to get a touch on the opening possession.
One thing for Tennessee is they have become a better defensive team, and their defense usually dictates how they start the game.
Harmon's miss, rebounded by Yarbrough, and here are the Vols. Black from outside, way off the mark, and last touched by number 13, Billy Jones of Louisiana.
C.J. Black, he's a player that can shoot from the outside, but you know, it's funny, at the beginning of the game, you're a little nervous, you have anxiety, you try to get a good shot. That time C.J. Black took a shot I don't think was warranted for him.
Tennessee into Victor, then back outside. Higgins sets up Harris. Harris with 20 on the clock. Makes his move off his foot, able to control. Clock at 11 as Black inside has it stripped away by Billy Jones, and here come the Cajuns.
And there's the physical defense that we talked about at the beginning of this game. They don't allow you to pass the ball easily around the perimeter, and when it goes inside, they do a pretty good job of collapsing down, disrupting the offense.
Harmon is their outside 3-point shooter, takes it inside to Thomas. Thomas short. Smith with a rebound, scrambles in the lane, and finally controls, and then takes too many. He had terminated the dribble, took the extra step.
Well, Brett Smith, you know, from Australia, he's a defender, a hustle player, does a lot of the intangibles, and that's what it's going to take for the Raging Cajuns to stay in this ball game. Loose ball, still second opportunities.
Minute and a half into this opening game, and each team looking for its first point. So often the case on the first round. Low-scoring games. Yarbrough. Backhanded pass, and it was well off the mark. Thomas sends it ahead. Pass inside to Thomas, and Louisiana has the first goal of the game.
Good ball movement around the perimeter. He didn't hit it inside with Lonnie Thomas, a junior. He's a team leader. He's a double-double guy, and once he gets going inside, he has great footwork.
Yarbrough from outside with a 3-point answer. Tennessee 3-2.
Last 5 games, Dick, he's been shooting 50% from the field, 8 of 20 from three-point in the last 5 games. So Yarbrough, the most versatile player over there for the Volunteers.
Harmon. Gray comes outside, and then it's inside to Thomas. Back to Smith. Stripped away, but he gets it back. Double team. Good pass outside to Gray, and he has it knocked out of bounds by Yarbrough.
Well, Smith is getting the ball in a threat area. He's getting it about 14 feet from the basket. It's almost one dribble from the basketball. And he's a player that might be able to loosen things up inside.
6 seconds on the shot clock, so Harmon fires, and rebound Isaiah Victor of Tennessee. Harris with the Vols leading 3-2. Yarbrough well outside. And Brett Smith with a rebound. Harmon feeds ahead. And Billy Jones, number 13, has it taken away. Victor with a steal for Tennessee.
Well, we talked about how important it was to get Tony Harris involved. Yarbrough will score, but you got to get Tony Harris some open shots early in order to get some early points.
And Yarbrough's fired 3 times, and Harris has a look of frustration on his face as he goes back on defense. Hey, when am I going to get my turn? And a whistle underneath, and a foul, or is it lane violation? It's a foul against the Ragin' Cajuns. Number 52, Reggie DeGray, the junior from Leesville, Louisiana. Number 55, Charles Hathaway, makes his first appearance for Tennessee, the 6'10 junior from Nashville.
Hathaway at 6'10", he really doesn't have any offensive skills of yet. Big body, good shot blocker, gets in the way, but Tony Harris, Jerry Green, as soon as the ball leaves Tony Harris's hands, he's trying to deny him the basketball back, making it very difficult for a second option.
Higgins with a 3-pointer, and John Higgins, who shoots rarely, averaging just 6 a game, and the Vols with a pair of trays have a 6-2 advantage.
Kind of forced into the lineup. He's inconsistent as a shooter, but once he gets going, he's hot.
And a blocking foul. Actually, an illegal screen against Lafayette as we have our first timeout. Just over 4 minutes played. Tennessee with a 4-point lead. Birmingham and James with a worthy close look. What are the keys to the game?
Oh, look at that handsome guy down in the left.
I like your feet.
Keys of the game for Louisiana Lafayette is to play tough defense. They hold their opponents to about 41% shooting and hit the outside shot. Tony Harris has not taken a shot yet in today's game. He must shoot the ball well in order for Tennessee to have a good start and go on and win the ball game. Tony
DeMarcus Harris, who's averaging just under 15 a game, their top 3-point shooter, shooting almost 40%. The last foul was on Reggie DeGray, his second for Louisiana. He's still in the game.
And if you take a look at Tony Harris, the job that Blaine Harmon is doing on him, he's denying him the basketball, a lot of pressure, forced him to pick up the dribble there.
Harris and Harmon on him. Harmon with a football build. Ball away by Harris, not there. And last touched by the Ragin' Cajuns, Harmon. And we're going to have Orlando Butler sent in by Coach Jesse Evans. Here's the top scorer for Louisiana, averaging over 13 a game. Has not started a single game all season. He's 6'2". He can hit from outside, and he can slash as well.
And I think the key word for Butler is maturation process. This young man, you know, not wanting to start, observing what's going on from the bench, and then coming in making a strong contribution.
Tennessee with a 6-2 lead. Harris, his first 3-point try, well off the mark, and scrambling to pick up the rebound was Butler.
Mentally, he's had to work thus far, and sometimes when you know you're going to have to work, your wrist gets a little tight. He hasn't gotten good looks at the basket.
Thomas, who has the only basket for Louisiana, misses on that attempt, and here's Harris flying down the middle, and he's fouled. Reaching in was Harmon. He saw him getting away.
And both teams are capable of running. I think it may be a good idea for Tennessee to try to get some uncontested layups and get the ball up the floor before Louisiana Lafayette gets set up, because the defense is difficult for Tennessee thus far.
Here's Harris, a 75% free throw shooter from East High School in Memphis. And it remains 6-2 as he seeks his first point of the game. Consensus high school All-America, and the Tennessee Class A Mr. Basketball in '97 has his first point, and it's a 7-2 Tennessee lead. A cold start for the Ragin' Cajuns. Hardly Ragin' here at noontime in Birmingham with 2 points in 5 minutes 15 seconds.
Well, they just brought in Orlando Butler, so they'll be looking for Orlando to get a quick jump start off the bench.
He's on the left wing as Jones to Smith, and now Jones with a drive, and a follow shot by Thomas, ripping it home, and Thomas has all 4 Louisiana points.
Lonnie Thomas, a great offensive rebound, and earlier in the year had 22 rebounds, 10 offensive. He averages 7 rebounds per game. You really have to box him out. That's something Tennessee has been poor at.
And a whistle away from the ball inside. And the foul goes against Orlando Butler, his first.
Tennessee sends in number 43.
And the 4th team foul on Louisiana. No fouls yet called against Tennessee.
And Dick, you got to wonder if you're Tennessee, you're not able to produce early. It must be giving Louisiana Lafayette a lot of confidence here early in the first half.
Kenneth Lawrence, number 5, into the Louisiana lineup for the first time, and away from the ball, a foul on Tennessee. His coach Jesse Evans would attest.
A little Hollywood.
Learned that down in the suburbs of Sydney, Australia, his home. 7-4 game. Tennessee in the lead. Into Smith. Around Slay. And the foul before the shot. That is the second on C.J. Black. Boy, good effort by Jones. And he then sets up Thomas for his 3rd basket. And a foul.
Well, it's a great effort on defense by Tennessee. But we talked about the intangibles. Loose balls, turnovers. You're going to see the Raging Cajuns recover the loose ball. And there's Lonnie Thomas again with authority.
Billy Jones with excellent hands to be able to recover the ball and spot Thomas underneath. And here's Lonnie Thomas looking for his 7th point. The foul was on Ron Slay. 2 quick fouls on Slay off the bench. And Thomas ties it at 7. He has all of Louisiana's points.
And even though Hathaway's in the game with Slay, they're both big bodies. Lonnie Thomas is way more active than the Tennessee big man.
Harris with a good move, and last touch by Louisiana.
And you can see the frustration on Tony Harris's face. He's not getting good looks. They're playing him physical, and he does not like that.
They've called a double technical foul, and I believe Harris is one of those ticketed. He thought he was fouled.
Tennessee does not react well to physical play. I know myself as a young player hated to be pushed on and bumped and grind. And Tony Harris is used to getting the open shots. He's used to guys opening up the lane for him to drive. Not this afternoon. Harmon is all in Harris's face. Physical play, and he's frustrated.
Harmon picks up the technical for Louisiana, and Isaiah Victor for Tennessee. So Harmon, a tough defender, and he's manned up against Harris, has his 2nd foul. That could be critical.
And they're switching up on it. Now they're going to Kenneth Lawrence, a freshman. And he's a quick player, has quick feet, so he should have the ability also to stay in front of Tony Harris. Here's the play right there. Tony Harris, you know, a little physical play. He's upset. He's looking for a foul. A little elbow there. I'll tell you, the Raging Cajuns know exactly what they're doing. They're frustrating the star player of the Volunteers.
Yeah, that was a quick whistle by the officials. Isaiah Victor was the guilty party for Tennessee, but it is Yarbrough that picks up the foul, the technical foul.
A lot of times when referees sense that there's going to be some physical play, they try to get control of it earlier. That was a fairly quick whistle.
Ron Slay, the emotional leader for Tennessee out front. C.J. Black shoot it from out there. Draws Smith away from the basket. Loses it for a moment, then fires over Smith. And Tennessee claims the lead at 9-7.
C.J. Black kind of changed his role with Tennessee. He used to be quite an inside player, kind of moved out and shot the 10 and 15 foot shot now.
Lawrence has it blocked by Yarbrough. Thomas sets up Smith and a foul, and a reach in on Harris, who complains, feels that there was very little contact. So Tony Harris with his 2nd foul.
And if you're Louisiana Lafayette, you love to see the look on Tony Harris's face. He's frustrated. He's their star player. You know they're dependent on him, and he's not happy right now. But the Raging Cajuns are much more active around the basketball, getting to loose balls, making the interior passes, and they're getting to the line.
And Brett Smith, who is not a good free throw shooter. In fact, 39.7% on the season from Toongabbie, South Wales. As he cites in, he said, I actually grew up playing baseball down in Australia. Went to the States, Baton Rouge as a senior in high school, and on to Louisiana. Lane violation against Louisiana, and that denies Smith a free throw. Isn't that the way it goes when you're shooting 39.7%? You finally make one, and your teammate steps in the lane.
Because they're anticipating you missing it. They're trying to get the rebound.
That's a good point.
Look at the defense.
Good defense, and they forced the turnover. It was Kenneth Lawrence, the freshman, on Harris Walker of Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee's really going to struggle now with Tony Harris. 2 fouls out of the game. Walker, pretty good point guard, but no Tony Harris.
Lawrence, a highly recruited kid out of Little Rock. And it's Thomas. He's been the hot hand. A good rebound by Vincent Yarbrough of Tennessee. Yarbrough at 6'7" from Cleveland, Tennessee. Leading scorer for the Vols at 15 a game. And a whistle again away from the ball as Black was bumping inside with Smith.
Well, with Harris out of the game right now, Tennessee must go inside and get to the line, get some higher percentage shots, and C.J. Black is a player that can go inside and outside.
Now, the lead official, David Libby, has called both coaches, Jesse Evans and Jerry Green, to center court. He doesn't like the way the emotions are building, especially inside. A lot of bumping and shoving, and he's put the onus on the coaches, saying, hey, I don't want to call any more technicals. I don't want any problems here. Taking control early. Tennessee in the lead, 9-7. Dick Enberg with James Worthy back in Birmingham, and joining us is Spencer Tillman.
Hey, Dick, a lot of pushing and shoving going on that last possession just before the break. The official warned both team and both coaches to tell their players to keep that pushing and shoving, and more importantly, the jabber to themselves.
Some jaw-jacking going on as well that often leads to more intense emotions, and you can understand all the players that we're going to be watching today, James Worthy, are so fired up. This opportunity, they all believe that they can go all the way, and it's the beauty of this tournament that, especially in this year where there's so much parity, everyone thinks they're going to win it.
Not in 20 years have we seen this type of parity. And you think of the underdogs like Louisiana, Lafayette. They're looking for any little edge they can pick up, and right now they want to play physical and kind of disrupt Tennessee's offense, and they've done a good job in the first half. Volunteers,
one of the 4 champions in the Southeastern Conference, a favorite, and Slay takes it in too boldly and picks up the offensive foul, and that's his second. And for Tennessee, their 6th foul. Both teams with 6. They'll be at the line from now on.
Tennessee unable to penetrate the interior of the defense. That time, a great charge pickup by Billy Jones. A good defensive stopper for the Cajuns.
The only player to score for Lafayette, Louisiana Lafayette, is Thomas. And that changes as Orlando Butler hits the tray, and Louisiana has its first lead of the game at 10-9.
And when Orlando Butler hits that first shot, watch out, he's very hard to stop.
Bump on the drive, and the foul to Billy Jones that will send Yarbrough to the line.
Well, Louisiana really depends on this guy because he can create off the dribble. One dribble to the right, up like a pogo stick. Butler, the man off the bench for the Raging Cajuns.
20-year-old junior, good leaper, averaging 13 a game, and Yarbrough at the line. This one to tie the score. Right to Jones, who covered the lane. And here come the Raging Cajuns at 10-9.
I'll tell you, it looks like Tennessee did not get their wake-up call this morning. So far, they have not been in this ball game.
A lot of pushing inside, and here's Butler. Higgins draws him defensively. From outside, Jones hits the 3. Billy Jones averaging only 6 a game. And the Cajuns jump into a 4-point lead.
Well, transfer from Pepperdine, found his home with the Cajuns.
And another misfire for the Vols. Here come the Cajuns. Almost a turnover. Smith with the save. Butler from the side. Rebound Yarbrough. Good battle as he fought off Billy Jones.
Well, you look at Butler's shot. He has great rotation on the ball. But you and I talked about it at the beginning of this game. No Tony Harris, no volunteer success.
Tony Harris waiting on the sidelines for the next clock stoppage to come in. And stepping out of bounds. The turnover, the 6th of Tennessee. And back comes their leader, Tony Harris. They need him to come up with a hot hand. He has only 1 point here early.
The one thing about Louisiana Lafayette, if you drive the ball toward the baseline, they're going to trap you. They're doing a pretty good job of rotating, giving you no outlet passes. That time Tennessee played right into the hands.
Number 45, Kendall Regis, in the game for the first time for Louisiana. Butler left alone.
Hello.
And he can fill it. 16-9. And the surprising Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns have a 7-point lead early against favored Tennessee. Harris up the lane. Oh my. 16-11 gives you an idea. Not only can he shoot outside, but as a little guy, not afraid to dart inside at 6 feet.
And another asset that he possesses is he is a competitor. He's really a grinder and never quits.
Lawrence. Jones gets his own rebound. Blocked inside. Is Black, but it goes to Butler. And there again, what Louisiana does well. They battle on the offensive end.
And this is what Jerry Green must be concerned about, because right now the Raging Cajuns believe they can beat Tennessee. They're out playing them. They're out hustling. They're getting the loose balls, second chance opportunities. Watch out.
Yarbrough for 3. Well, long. Shea Whiting in the game for the first time has a rebound for the Cajuns. And they're starting to feel it, this Louisiana team. You can just see the way they've picked up the pace.
They're playing very smart and patient, not taking any wild shots. Look at the penetration and then the interior pass.
Great effort by Lawrence as a junior and senior. Houston's Elsick High School.
Jerry Green going to his bench to try to create some intensity and some tempo. Isaiah Victor coming in the game, hadn't been playing well, but has the capability of having big games.
8-point lead for Louisiana. Harris wants it. Zone employed by Louisiana. Woods, one of their top shooters from outside, and a good save, batted out to Harris. And Black gets his own rebound. Oh, look at the leaping, and finally the foul on number 45, Kendall Regis.
Well, the Raging Cajuns went to a little 2-3 zone out of the man-to-man, and Tennessee was able to pass inside to Black. Got a good look at it. He's at the line for 2 now.
Jesse Evans, who played his college ball at Eastern Michigan. The fellow you know well, George Gervin, was on that. Then they were the Hurons.
Yeah, George Gervin, he's given me many demoralizing games. Believe me.
Fred Smith rested as C.J. Black. Cornelius Germain. Shaker. Chattanooga, Tennessee hits the 2 free throws, and we have a timeout with Louisiana in front, 19-13. 11th in the nation ranking after a 24-6 year by a couple of games. Their best ever season. They were 12-4 in the conference, and certainly heavy favorites against Louisiana Lafayette in this opening game, but they've scored just 13 points in nearly 13 minutes.
And one thing for sure is Tony Harris had 2 early fouls, has not had good looks at the basket, and they're controlling the igniter. The guy that turns the key for Tennessee is under control by the Raging Cajuns so far.
Regis outside for Louisiana. Shea Whiting, and then Butler. Jones. Jones inside, and a foul. As Whiting took it strong to the hole.
Well, anytime you can cause the Tennessee defense to collapse, they haven't done a good job of getting to the open man interior pass.
Isaiah Victor picks up his first foul, and that sends Whiting, a junior from Houston, back to the line. Still looking for his second point. He's 1 for 3 from the line. And a chance to look at the Solomon Smith Barney game summary. Thomas, the leader, with first seven points for Louisiana. 20-13, a football score here in Birmingham, where they love the game. 7:24 left in the opening half. And with that zone defense, Jerry Green using his top outside shooters, Woods being one, and he fires. Good rebound by Whiting.
Well, the zone is effective because they're getting to the shooters. It's almost like a matchup zone.
Boy, Lawrence, did he fly down court? Butler for three. It's a 10-point lead for the Ragin' Cajuns. Lead official David Libby halts play.
I'm not sure if they're trying to determine this to be a one-point game.
Yeah, you can mark that one at the 6:57 mark. As Harris brings it in. That zone defense clogging the center. Victor back outside. And Terrence Woods unable to connect. Louisiana hurrying the ball down court. Short was the shot, and Victor with the rebound for the Vols.
Well, Tennessee's able to get the ball inside, but they're not looking at the basket. Victor's got it a couple times. He's thrown it back out, settling for that shot.
Woods rebounds the miss by Isaiah Victor, and back out to Tony Harris. Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns leading Tennessee. A surprise here in Birmingham, 22-13. The Ragin' Cajuns, formerly Southwestern Louisiana, changed their name in their centennial year, and they got 7 quick points from Lonnie Thomas, their 6'8" junior center, and they've held off Tennessee. A very cold start for the Volunteers. The zone defense has frustrated Tennessee, unable to hit from outside.
The Ragin' Cajuns started out with a man-to-man on Harris and frustrated him. Then they went to the zone, and Tennessee has not been able to penetrate it. We just saw another monster dunk by Lonnie Thompson, trailing the break. He's on fire with 9 points.
11-point lead, the biggest of the game. Here's Harris. They need him to score. And an offensive rebound to Higgins. Back out to Woods. Tennessee with its winningest year. 24 victories this year for Jerry Green. But they lost to South Carolina in the first game of the SEC tournament, and the foul inside. I believe ticketed was number 30, Lonnie Thomas.
Oh, Lonnie Thomas has been airborne. You're going to see Lonnie Thomas trailing the break right there. Then he comes up uncontested. Tennessee's transition defense poor as the Ragin' Cajuns start to get a little transition game of themselves.
Thomas with his first foul sends C.J. Black to the line for the Vols, the senior from Chattanooga, averaging just under 9 a game, and that's his 5th point. Vincent Yarbrough returns and replaces Terrence Woods.
They may want to explore C.J. Black down in the post. He has good ball pump fakes and usually gets people up in the air, so he should be able to get to the line with those pump fakes.
Black 4 for 4 from the line, 6 in the game. 9-point Louisiana lead. 5.5 to go. First half here in Birmingham.
Very patient offense for the Ragin' Cajuns. Pass the ball around the perimeter, and they're looking for
Shea Whiting.
You said it.
His 4th point. And Louisiana back up by 11.
Look at the collapsing defense when the ball comes inside.
Yarbrough hit his first 3, but has been pulled since. Isaiah Victor, and he is denied by Thomas, but Thomas may have picked up the foul. Let's see. Yes, it is Thomas, who has picked up his second.
Well, there's a pass from Butler after he drives to the bucket. Nice shot by White. And here's the defense. I think the key for Louisiana Lafayette is no freebies this afternoon. They're going to make Tennessee earn them all.
So Yarbrough at the line. 26-16. Yarbrough, the leading scorer for Tennessee on the season and a 72% free throw shooter. Led the club in steals and was the top rebounder. Makes both free throws. Isaiah Victor. To 17.
We know that's a smart play of Louisiana Lafayette. They've gotten the lead. They're playing extremely patient. They've taken Tennessee out of their offense with a good physical play. Now they're kind of making Tennessee chase them a little bit.
From outside, the three-pointer just into the game. Jarrett Evans, the son of Coach Jesse Evans, and he answers the call with a three. He's used sparingly, averaging under 3 a game.
Be sure they find Tony Harris in this zone. They play a little matchup zone. He flashes to the middle where it's open.
And he runs into some of the big trees and has to back out. Now for the three, Harris. Not there. And pulled in by Daryl Robbins. And here come the Raging Cajuns, and they're living up to their nickname, aren't they?
Well, between Kenneth Lawrence and Jarrett Evans, they're really getting a hand in Tony Harris's face. Good feet by that front court. Excuse me, the backcourt has caused problems for Tennessee's guards.
And it's Lawrence well off the mark. Good rebound by Vincent Yarbrough. 29-17. Tennessee facing a 12-point deficit, and the Vols forced it to shoot from outside because of the Cajun zone. Are only 2 for 12 from three-point land. Yarbrough, he hits. And it's 29-20 Louisiana. 6 points for Yarbrough.
And sometimes you have to find the players. You have to go find the players that need to score for you. The last 5 games, 50% shooting for Yarbrough.
Tennessee in its man defense. Daryl Robbins off the mark. Rebound Yarbrough. Look at Harris hustle the ball down court. Able to hit the bank. Daryl Robbins with a rebound.
He had the right idea there because Tennessee really is in a walking mode, setting up every time on half court. That's going to be tough against this defense. They must get some transition buckets.
29-20 Louisiana leads it as we're at the 2.5-minute mark of this opening half. And Higgins blindly deflecting that pass. Smith. Evans in the corner. Evans for 3. Not this time. Smith gets the offensive rebound. Out to Butler. And the rebound to Victor of Tennessee.
Tennessee continuing to give up second shots, though, to Louisiana Lafayette.
And Tennessee will use a timeout with 2 minutes 11 seconds left in this opening half. Jerry Green's Vols trail by 9. Pennzoil at the half. Let's go to Spencer Tillman.
Dick, obviously the physical play taking its toll on several Louisiana players, and Lonnie Thomas has had his back work on by Mike Dawson, and Kenneth Lawrence also was worked on as well during the break. So the physical play, a big factor so far in this game.
All right, Spence, it's 2:11 left in this opening half. Tennessee with the ball trailing Louisiana 29-20. You see that Tennessee 5 for 20, 25% shooting for a very good shooting team. And that's a credit to this Louisiana defense. And we heard a lot about it. And they're showing us why they are the Sun Belt Tournament champions.
Well, they keep switching it up. They go to a man-to-man zone, back to a man-to-man. That time, Harris did what he was supposed to do against that pressure, and that's attack.
Lane Harmon has his 3rd foul, and he is a tough defender and has hawked Tony Harris throughout. We'll see whether or not Coach Jesse Evans goes to the bench with Harmon sporting 3 fouls. Harris only 3 points today. 29-21 as Kenneth Lawrence, the freshman, returns, and Harmon out with 3 fouls. Also back in the game for the Cajuns is Shea Whiting, as Darryl Robbins given a breather. Harris hits both. It's 29-22. We'll take a timeout with 1:50 left in this opening half. Louisiana leads favored Tennessee by 7, and we invite you to compare any 2 players in the tournament and find out who has the edge in the player matchup feature. Check out March Mayhem at cbs.sportsline.com or America Online keyword CBS Sportsline. Ragin' Cajuns put it in play, leading by 7 with less than 2 to go in the opening half. Kenneth Lawrence, Butler, who came off the bench, typical of his style, leading the team in scoring, and hit a key 3 that sent Louisiana into the lead, and they've maintained it, leading by as much as 12. Jared Evans, the junior 6'3" guard, son of Coach Jesse, handling the ball. Butler has the 3-point opening, but it falls well short, and easy rebound for Tony Harris.
Well, sometimes Butler is too open that time. He shoots better when it seems like there's a hand in his face.
Harris, Yarbrough, Higgins around the perimeter of the zone defense employed by the Ragin' Cajuns. Inside to Charles Hathaway, stripped away for a moment. And here in Birmingham, a loose elbow by Charles Hathaway, number 55, as there was a scramble ball going out of bounds. Shea Whiting, number 33 of Louisiana, was the catcher of that loose play, and we'll check out the foul as we welcome you to Birmingham, where underdog Louisiana putting a surprise on Tennessee in this opening half.
Well, you and I talked about this at the beginning of the game. Tennessee does not like physical play, and the entire first half we've seen the Cajun Ragens play physical against Harris, there against Hathaway, and it's taken Tennessee Volunteers out of their game and disrupted their offense.
And there's a double technical called on 33 Whiting of Louisiana and 55 Hathaway of Tennessee. Hathaway takes a seat. Whiting stays in. Ball to the Cajuns. There comes the speedy freshman Kenneth Lawrence, number 5.
When Louisiana Lafayette wins, they play a very slow and plodding kind of a game that time.
No basket.
No basket.
A charge called as Whiting jamming his way up the middle, and that denies Louisiana the basket, and the lead remains 29-22.
Yeah, but because of the way the Ragin' Cajuns play defense on the half court, you know, they're very good at slowing the game down, luring you into their tempo. Meanwhile, they get high percentage shots, and when they're shooting the ball well, particularly Butler, they could be trouble.
Harris with a good move. Rams into Smith. Slay with a rebound, and Ron Slay has his first basket. It's 29-24, and another altercation. Out it comes to Jared Evans, and Tennessee quickly back on defense. Open, however, is Whiting. He goes up with it, can't score. Smith bats it. Scrum under there. And Smith and Black entangled, and Smith will pick up the foul. His second.
I'll tell you what, it's a rugby match out there.
Well, the Australian Smith is familiar with that. They love
Aussie
that
moves. But I got to tell you, Louisiana Lafayette is still continuing to get second opportunities. Take a look at the work on the offensive boards. There's the foul. And this game, believe me, is going to get even more physical, I believe, in the second half.
Well, it started early with a couple of technical fouls and a warning by the officials to both coaches. Here's C.J. Black at the line. He's a perfect 4 for 4 in this opening half and looks for his 7th point. So Tennessee has whittled what was a Louisiana 12-point lead down to 4 as Slay gets his position. Back into the game is Billy Jones, a starting guard for the Cajuns, and His compatriot in the backcourt, Blaine Harmon, also returns for Jesse Owens' Louisiana club.
Tennessee using the chip away theory to chip away at that lead, and they've done a good job without shooting the ball extremely well.
Back in for Tennessee, Harris Walker, and seeing his first duty, number 34, Vegas Davis, Native American heritage. So with this timeout in the final seconds, it's Louisiana by 3. 10 champions 5 times while he was there with Lute Olson, but the 1997 national champions, a fine player himself. In fact, his nickname back in his shooting days at Eastern Michigan was Sweet J, Jesse Evans.
Sweet J.
7.5 seconds for the Cajuns to get off the final shot of the half. Butler, well defended. Up it goes from Lawrence, and he just misses the 3. And that is the end of the first half. 29-26 Louisiana. Now the Ragin' Cajuns have their 12-point lead, carved to 3 by Tennessee at the half. But nevertheless, reason to cheer for those wearing the big red from Lafayetteville, Louisiana. Let's go to Spencer Tillman.
All right, Coach, you've done an excellent job of frustrating their star point guard, Tony Harris. Out physical these guys, but there's ebb and flow in the course of every game. What do you tell your team in the second half?
Well, you know, what we have to do, basketball is a 40-minute game. We played a pretty good 20 minutes, but we have to continue to be patient, continue to battle them on the inside, and be prepared to meet every challenge that they bring at us. But we've got to be more patient. Shot selection's got to be a little bit better. We've got to be a little smarter.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Spencer. And that is the end of the opening half here in Birmingham, Alabama, with Jesse Evans' Cajuns leading 29-26 over favored Tennessee. CBS's exclusive coverage of the NCAA
game is going to win.
I agree with you. It's been a very physical game. I think the officials have to get a better handle on it in the second half. And I think Tennessee knows what kind of battle they're in for, and they've got enough depth and enough talent to come out and put together a strong 20 minutes.
All right, Clark, in the East region and win.
Here in the South region, number 13 seed Louisiana leading the 4th seed Tennessee 29-26. And we'll return to Birmingham after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports. Ready for the second half in Birmingham. Let's get the reaction of Tennessee coach Jerry Green. Spencer?
Can you have a 27% second half and expect to win this game?
If we do, we're going to have to play great defense. The basket looked like it had a lid on it. We couldn't make one go down, but we're going to shoot it better this half.
At times, you guys were frustrated, and at times, how were you able to deal with that? What did you tell your team?
Well, I think both teams are playing so hard right now. Both teams get a little frustrated at times. We just told them to get out of the trash talk.
Good luck second half.
Yeah, the trash talking concerning both coaches. 27% is the lowest shooting for the entire year for a half for Tennessee, and Louisiana's only lost once all year when they're ahead at halftime.
That's right. Louisiana Lafayette playing well in the first half. Tennessee shot the ball poorly. They shot 84% from the free throw line. On the flip coin of that, the Cajuns got 13 points off of the Volunteers' turnover. So both teams are doing what they need to do to compensate for lack of effort.
Follow up on Jerry Green's comment. His Tennessee team scored only 6 field goals the entire first half. And it was the free throw shooting that kept him in the game. And Smith with a hustle move, the big center for the Cajuns, and the steal. And then the turnover as Billy Jones took his eye off the pass from Reggie DeGray. So it's Jones, Harmon, Thomas, Smith, and DeGray, the same 5 that started the game for Louisiana. Higgins, Harris, Yarbrough, Black inside, and Victor, who scores. Isaiah Victor, and that's what Tennessee needs. They're within 1.
And you can see at halftime the strategy Jerry Green talked about, getting the ball inside to one of his better offensive players.
And it's out of bounds to Tennessee.
Look at Victor. Now that's the play that I think they're going to use a lot here in the second half. A little slash in the paint. That area is wide open, and it really causes the defense to collapse.
No foul at the other end, and Tennessee now with a chance to lead. The last time they were in front was 9-7 early in the game. Around the zone, and Higgins fires from three-point range, and the rebound pulled in by Billy Jones. Here comes Harmon. DeGray hampered by some early fouls in the first half. Thomas back to DeGray for three. Look at that. Thomas rebound offensively. Can't hit. And it's hauled in by Victor. Victor to Harris. And Tennessee leads 30-29. 7 points now for Tony Harris.
And Harris really turned on the burners that time. He's a competitor, and you can see it in his face that he's not giving up. Whole new second half for Harris.
First 4 points of the second half to Tennessee. Good movement away from the ball for the Cajuns. A lot of inside screens, and now it's Harmon gets a pick. Back to Smith, who takes it to the hole. DeGray from the side. And Reggie DeGray for the Cajuns has his first basket, and it's Louisiana in the lead by 1.
Reggie DeGray up from Boston, South Carolina. And Spartanburg, team leader, plays the 3-spot a lot. Can hit that 15-footer as we've seen.
And the foul, I believe, is on Isaiah Victor, who came in off the back of Smith. If it is, it'll be his second. Jerry Green appealing on the sidelines for Tennessee. Didn't see it that way.
And I think they may have the wrong player. I'm not sure. It was 42 or 44.
Isaiah Victor looked to be the man, and that is the call. His third foul. Victor's third. 31-30, Louisiana with the ball in the lead. And Butler up with the jumper. Misses everything. Smith with the rebound, and he's fouled. Looked to be Black trying to stop Smith on the offensive rebound.
And Tennessee has made a major effort to get back in the ball game, but so far in the game they've given up way too many second shots.
Some confusion as to the foul call. If it's on Victor, that would be his fourth. He just picked up the last foul. And Smith is a 1 for 3 now. That's his first point. Ron Slay into the Tennessee lineup, the spirited freshman from Nashville, number 35. Victor is rested with his third foul. And Smith, uncharacteristically, a 39% free throw shooter, hits them both cleanly.
And they've left him alone. They've allowed him to catch the ball in the paint, and he could be instrumental in getting the inside shots.
Yarbrough inside to Black. And the foul. Might have been on DeGray. If it is, that would be his fourth.
One thing about C.J. Black is that he's going to work you 2 or 3 moves before he takes the shot. He has great footwork, up and under, drop step moves. Pretty good with the pump fakes, and he's been to the line several times here tonight.
So DeGray does get the foul, his third, and Black at the line, and he's a perfect 7 for 7 now. And pulls the balls within 1. Straight from the free throw line for C.J. Black, and it's 33-32 Louisiana. Harmon hawked from behind by Harris. Butler to Thomas. Good setup.
Well, Tennessee has not been able to stop Louisiana Lafayette from driving to the basket, and they've made some good interior passes.
DeGray with a loose ball. Oh, Butler, what a save. Harmon for 3. Big basket for Louisiana, and they're back in front by 6.
And what you're seeing now, Dick, is you're seeing the momentum being taken away from Tennessee. Tennessee had it the last 3 or 4 minutes of the first half and the first couple here, but beginning to change.
And Blaine Harmon with his first points of the game. One of the leading scorers for the Cajuns.
Tony Harris is being met. Every opportunity he gets to shoot, he's being met with a red jersey. Just not any good looks for Tony Harris.
Harmon, the long fire to Smith, and Smith completes the play, 40-32, Louisiana. And the Cajuns certainly, after relinquishing the lead early here in the second half, have come fighting back to the delight of their faithful. Oh my.
Well, the last two baskets for the Raging.
20 of their last 23, 9 in a row. And thus far, it's a stunned Tennessee crowd as their Volunteers, the favorites here, trail by 8. Slay up with a 5-footer, and it's 40-34.
Well, Ron Slay, he's usually the first guy off the bench. Soft hands, can use either left or right inside.
Thomas inside for the Cajuns, partially blocked by Slay. Picked off by Yarbrough. Higgins ahead to Slay. And a block by Thomas. Lonnie Thomas, the junior from Leesville, Louisiana, playing tough at both ends. And another technical foul.
Now Tennessee trying to get out before the defense gets set. Now there's Butler coming over.
Appeared to be on Reggie DeGray, James Worthy, and if it is a foul on DeGray, and I think also the technical. The personal foul is on DeGray. And the technical is as well, and that would give him 5. He would be disqualified. And DeGray was away from the play, trailing the play. Thomas making the block.
A lot of explanation going on over in front of the Louisiana bench with Coach Evans. Trying to figure out exactly what you just said, Dick. Where was DeGray? Because Butler was around, and then Thomas came in. Another correction for the referees, I believe.
Over appealing the Louisiana case is Blaine Harmon. Jesse Evans as confused at the moment, and unfortunately may well be disappointed. The personal foul they signal was on Reggie DeGray, and the technical foul as well. If that's the case, DeGray then has the maximum 5 and would be out. And Black, who has been perfect from the line, makes his 9th in a row. C.J. Black. And Tennessee staying in this game from the free throw line. 10 in a row for C.J. 12 points, 10 of them on free throws, and we'll take a timeout with 4.5 gone in the second half. Louisiana's lead cut to 4. America's colleges and universities. Now let's get the clarification on Reggie DeGray's status. Spencer?
There was no personal foul on that last play. The technical was given because of, again, that rather flamboyant language, Dick.
All right, so he has 4 fouls, DeGray, and not 5 as was originally announced by the officials. So Tennessee right back in it, 40-36 with the ball. Higgins from outside, a 3-pointer. Yarbrough gives Tennessee another chance. Harris for 3. And it's a 1-point game, 40-39. Tony Harris with 10.
Oh, he's not a quitter. He's going to continue to shoot the basketball, and out of the zone, they're causing Louisiana to shift that zone, and they're finding the open gap. That time Harris wide open.
Louisiana leading by as many as 12 points in the first half. Tennessee's biggest lead was early at 5 points, 7-2. And entangled was Higgins trying to hold off Orlando Butler.
The first real look for Tony Harris. They did a pretty good job of moving the basketball. You saw the zone shift from one side to the other while Harris rotated to the open area for the open shot.
The freshman Kenneth Lawrence now at the point for Louisiana. Harmon for 3. Smith timing that move to hold in the offensive rebound.
He does the dirty work. No one likes the ditch, but Smith very active in the hustle department.
Tough to get around him, 250 pounds. And the foul reaching in Wood. Foul on Woods. Lawrence will trigger it in. 14 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Second half. Louisiana leading Tennessee by 1. Thomas inside, blocked. And Yarbrough comes up with it for Tennessee. The Vols with a chance for the lead. And the quick fire by Woods not there. 1-on-1. It's Lawrence. And he'll hold it up. Just does get it over Yarbrough to his teammate Blaine Harmon. Harmon, great pass to Thomas.
Oh, that's been the key for Louisiana, is breaking down the Tennessee defense on the inside, and they've been able to find Thomas on numerous occasions today.
Thomas now leading all scorers with 13, and he commits the over-the-shoulder foul.
Well, the ability to drive the ball in the gap. You're going to see the drive there. That leaves him wide open. So far, Tennessee has done a good job of keeping Orlando Butler from hitting a couple of jumpers from the outside, containing him.
Harris feeling it, but can't hit the three. Inside. Another offensive rebound for the Cajuns. Now Butler for three, and Woods collects it for Tennessee.
Butler, such a great outside shooter. A little pump fake and a drive to the bucket.
Yarbrough for three, and the game is tied at 42. Vincent Yarbrough with 9.
Tennessee finding the open areas. They're making the defense drop in the lane and point it back out. They're able to find the shots now in the second half.
12 and a half to go. Game even at 42. 10 on the shot clock. Knocked away and saved by Harris. And here come the Vols. And one of the Tennessee players down at the other end. It's Black, who slowly is coming back into the offensive end. I believe he took a elbow to the mouth. Harris, who is only 3 for 11 shooting, the star for Tennessee. Woods, he likes to go from long range, and a good offensive position. But the rebound of Jones. Smith takes it in. And it's followed by 45. Kendall Regis, his first basket. Another putback on an offensive rebound. And play stopped is number 5, Harris Walker, trying to get into the game for Tennessee, and Black goes out. They'll attend to him. He was holding his mouth. As we go back to that last play with Louisiana leading favorite Tennessee 44-42. The Applebee's tournament summary here in the round 1 is appropriate in that Gonzaga, the only lower seed, as they defeated Louisville yesterday to win Big Ten, the Southeastern Conference, and the Big 12, unbeaten thus far, 9-0, while the Atlantic 10 and Conference USA combined are looking for their first victory after 4 defeats. 44-42. Tennessee trails by a basket as they bring it into the offensive end. Hathaway now in on the post. Inside is Victor, and the foul. Which is at 45. Kendall Regis will pick up the foul.
Tennessee is trying to find a way to get inside that Louisiana Lafayette zone. They've done a pretty good job of swinging it around and making the defense shift over. That time they were able to find the inside play with Victor. No shooting foul.
Second foul on Regis. Victor has it batted away, and here comes Butler. Whoops. A rule that he did not enter the offensive end, apparently, so no over and back call. 10 turnovers now charged against Tennessee. Lawrence outside to Jones.
Going to be looking for Butler to come off one of these down picks.
Lawrence with his move to the basket. Good
How many times have they done that? They're really getting inside the defense.
Terrific assist by Lawrence to Regis to make it 46-42 Louisiana. The Raging Cajuns not going away to the frustration of this Tennessee team.
They're not afraid. That's one thing. There's no anxiety in this Raging Cajun ball club.
From the side, and another miss from long range is Harris Walker joining a company of bold shooters for Tennessee.
And Tennessee, 9 offensive rebounds. It's usually one shot and out. On the other end, 13 offensive rebounds for the Raging Cajuns.
Approaching the midpoint of this second half. Louisiana by 4 with the ball. 9-8 on the shot clock. Butler takes it inside and gets the roll. It's 48-42, and Orlando Butler, the leading scorer for the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns, has 2 more.
And that's 23 points off the bench for Louisiana Lafayette. Only 4 for Jerry Green's team. That's a big difference in the outcome of this ball game.
By Harris Walker, comes off the bench and misses 2 from the corner. Butler to Jones to Smith. He's too far from. He's got to almost touch that backboard before they let him shoot.
Well, Louisiana Lafayette not taking any bad shots. They're working the clock. It's at 17 right now. They're taking advantage of the full shot clock, and they're getting good shots inside and out.
Down to 10. Lawrence back outside to Jones, and a travel on Jones. The turnover with just under 9 to go.
Well, here's where Louisiana Lafayette.
Both teams, Tennessee particularly, with they bring back starters Higgins and Harris to join Yarbrough, Slay, and C.J. Black. Black also back in the game as Yarbrough fires. Another 3-point miss, and it's out of bounds to whom? To Tennessee.
Well, the type of defense that Louisiana Lafayette is in, they're putting a lot of pressure on Blaine Harmon to run from side to side, covering that angle shooter, and Yarbrough's being able to get us some open looks because of that.
Inside to Slay, and it's pulled in by Kenneth Lawrence.
I really believe the inability of Tennessee to have any type of transition game here today is really costing them.
Jones with a flyer, and Slay rips down the rebound. He's not afraid to take it coast to coast, and he scores and fouled.
And that's just what I was mentioning. They really do need to get a transition game going because the half-court defense is too good to try to set up every time, as you see the big fella.
And Blaine Harmon picks up his 4th foul as this is a typical play by young Slay, the freshman from Nashville, Pearl Cone High School. He likes to get a rebound and take it end to end.
Anytime you get a small forward or a power forward who can rebound and start your break, that's really getting the ball out in front of the defense. Tennessee needs to get some uncontested layups.
So Slay, the 3-point play for the freshman, averaging 9.5 a game. Harmon with 4 fouls to the bench, along with Kendall Regis, Smith, Lawrence, Jones, Butler, and Thomas back in for Louisiana.
And Tennessee trying to up the tempo by picking up a little full court man-to-man, trying to get this.
8 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Wide open is Thomas as Black turned his back. Thomas now leading all scorers with 15.
You hate to have a ball out of bounds and for your team not to be alert. That really runs a coach sleepless nights.
Black, and he gets the roll. C.J. Black with his 14th point. He leads the Volunteers in scoring.
Well, I tell you, he goes to sleep on defense, but he sure wakes up on the offensive end.
Higgins came up with the ball and is knocked away by Louisiana. It'll be Tennessee's ball when we come back after this commercial break. Back in Birmingham with the Delta game summary. Tennessee trailing the underdog Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns by 3, and Louisiana with 7 more field goals than Tennessee, but 16 for 18 from the line for the Volunteers, keeping them in the game. Great coaching job by Jesse Evans. You can see why he's so highly respected. His team well prepared.
He really has his bench involved. Only 7 points for the Tennessee bench, 23 off the bench for Louisiana Lafayette.
Slay able to fight his way inside and pull the Vols within one. Ron Slay.
A little pressure by Tennessee trying to create a turnover, but handled well by the Raging Cajuns.
Lawrence sees the opening but can't score. But Smith with the offensive rebound, and it'll be called a jump ball and the possession arrow to Louisiana.
Somebody has got to put a body on Smith because he's very active on the offensive board and also with the loose balls. And I think Slay is guarding him now. Got to box him out.
And a big turnover forced by Tennessee's defense, and now the Volunteers down by only one. They'll try to take advantage and claim the lead. They've got the fans in orange on their feet across the way.
Tennessee trying to work the ball around to either get an open shot or get it inside to Slay.
Higgins well short. And a good rebound by Jones. Up court to Smith, who pulls it up. Big Australian playing pretty well.
He knows his limits, too. You got to love a guy. He looks at the basket and says, oh, no, not my shot.
Thomas with the bank, and Thomas continues his fine play with 17 to lead all scores.
And there's nobody that wants to match his physical play. He's a bruiser inside, and Tennessee has soft defenders on the post.
Harris to tie. Tony Harris with a tray, and it's even at 52. 6 minutes to go. Block trying to lay a body on Lonnie Thomas inside.
There's Smith again. Boy, he's the unsung hero here this afternoon.
Rebounding the miss by Kenneth Lawrence, and a 32nd timeout called by Jesse Evans on the Louisiana bench. Even at 52.
They're not making him, Tennessee's not making him work hard to get the ball. He's catching and just shooting at will.
Slay is fouled on his drive, and it appeared to be on Thomas. No, it's Billy Jones who gets his second foul.
Lonnie Thomas helping Slay up off the floor. That's the first time we've seen that nice gesture between these two teams this afternoon.
Slay was the spirit of this Tennessee team, and he works the crowd. He's a very verbal guy. In fact, he's so verbal his mother had to scold him recently. Said, use your inside voice at dinner, not that outside voice that you've been showing in the games. Use that inside voice at home. And he ties it up at 54 with 5:09 left. Plenty of great action here in the first round throughout the country, and Jerry Green's Volunteers in a real scrap with Louisiana. 5 to go, tied at 54. Line stat of the game, offensive rebounds, Louisiana +5. For complete game stats, go to cbs.sportsline.com. Let's go to New York.
Couldn't get it there, though.
Here in Birmingham, favored Tennessee, trailing by as much as 12 in the first half and 8 in the second half. Battling back, led by freshman Ron Slay's 11 second half points. And now lead Louisiana's Raging Cajuns 56-54, less than 4 minutes to go. And it's Louisiana's ball at the offensive end.
And Tennessee has needed some emotion, and they've gotten it from their emotional leader off the bench in Ron Slay.
Orlando Butler, the Cajuns' leading scorer, can't hit the three. And with the rebound, Yarbrough slips, falls, and traveling's called, and the turnover to Louisiana. Jerry Green's Vols came in here as the number 4 seed to the 13th seeded Cajuns. And he's had his hands full trying to figure out how to battle this tough defense of Louisiana. We have a clock problem. Both clocks, and now they've been repaired above the basket at each end. And they'll resume play. So Slade, who has really sparked this Tennessee team in the second half. He's a 6'8" freshman from Nashville. He scored 11 of his 13 points, 5 for 7 shooting. And that's pulled the Vols back in front. Harmon to Butler. And Butler couldn't answer the bell, but Lawrence dribbles it off his foot out of bounds to Tennessee.
Yeah, Lawrence did a good job of gathering the offensive rebound, but tried to do a little too much. Maybe should have brought it back out and reset the shot clock to get a good shot for the Cajuns.
Billy Jones, the 6'4" guard from New Orleans, comes in, and Blaine Harmon is rested at the Louisiana bench. Now Tennessee, 2 points. They've never led by more here in the second half. They had a 7-2 lead at the top of the game, and then Louisiana started to dominate.
Cajuns going back into that zone, and Tennessee has done a good job of moving it from side to side and finally loosening up that zone for a shot.
Tony Harris can't get inside. Smith out on him. 10 on the shot clock. Harris with 5. Yarbrough with 3. Batted around, a scramble, and that was Lawrence who kept the ball alive for his teammate Orlando Butler. The long pass almost intercepted by Harris. Inside to Thomas. Thrown away. Harris picks it off. Is he quick or is he quick?
He's like a spinning top. Just wind him up and turn him loose. But it's going to be a game of who makes the least turnovers here in the last 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
Jerry Green wants a timeout on the Tennessee bench. The Vols by 2. A test for the defending national champions, the Huskies.
Yeah, the Huskies have a great floor leader in Khalid Al-Amin, but Utah State has a couple of guards of their own and rock and roll. You got it, Nick. You'll be doing a lot of that in the next game here.
19 straight wins for the Aggies. They go against Connecticut here in Birmingham. 2-point game. Tennessee. 2.5 to go. Working around the perimeter of that zone of Louisiana. Slade tries to force it inside. A lucky bounce and a foul. Reaching in was Thomas, and got the arm of the volunteer shooter.
Well, I think the key has been Slade. They're really looking for him on the inside of that zone. That time he tried to force a pass over, but Yarbrough was able to control the offensive board. He's at the line shooting 2.
And it's the 4th foul on the leading scorer for Louisiana. Lonnie Thomas has Vincent Yarbrough at the line, the sophomore. Led the Vols in scoring this year with 15. And now a 3-point lead. Well, that's unfamiliar territory for Tennessee in most of this game to have more than a point or 2 lead. They've been trying to catch up the entire early afternoon.
Well, Jesse Evans had a great game plan. I mean, when the Cajuns win, they do a good job of slowing the tempo down and playing that half-court defense. Tennessee's just had to grind it out in order to get a 4-point lead for the first time today.
And they've done it with free throw shooting. They've been impeccable at the line. 4-point deficit staring at Louisiana with the clock running down, 2:15 to go.
And no Orlando Butler in the second half here. They've done a good job of switching out and taking away his shots.
Reggie DeGray back in the game playing with 4 fouls, and he makes the drive. It's 58-56.
Comes right back in and makes an impact. Gray, inside outside guy, doing a good job of driving baseline for the little finger roll.
4 points for DeGray. 1:50 to go. Inside to Slade. Winds it in. 60-56. 15 for Slade to lead Tennessee. 13 points in the second half.
Great recognition. They found the opening spot after they moved the ball around a little bit.
They collapse on Thomas. Thomas battles, able to get the loose ball. And the whistle, I believe a travel is the call. He rolled a bit with the possession, did Thomas.
I like the effort, though, and it's a tough call when you're rolling on the floor after great hustle.
Thomas comes out. Smith back in for Louisiana. 60-56 the situation here with Tennessee. Their favorite as the number 4 seed, ranked 11th in the nation in the final poll. And a battle given to them by the Ragin' Cajuns, but now the Volunteers with a 4-point lead and the ball and a chance to really put the clamps on the Cajuns.
Well, Louisiana came out with that tough man-to-man, but I think they kind of hurt themselves. We mentioned that the trainer was over there working on a back and a knee, and I don't think they're willing to go into that man-to-man defense. They stay back in the zone.
And Tennessee, with the advantage of the lead of 4 points, going to burn up as much time as they can on this possession. Now down to 10. And then Harris for 3. That could have been the dagger. Higgins had the loose ball, and finally Smith for Louisiana. Harmon hurries it into the offensive end. Final minute. Butler for 3. Not there. Butler gets his own rebound. Smith takes it up and scores. The big Aussie makes it 60-58, and time called with 45 seconds to go. Tennessee's lead is 2. And Louisiana is within 2 with 45.4 seconds left here in Birmingham. Tennessee with the ball. And it's a team foul situation. Tennessee, and it's important to note they have a foul to give that could play very importantly, and any foul by Louisiana takes the Volunteers to the free throw line, where they have dominated in this game. 20 of 22 Tennessee, only 5 of 8 for Louisiana.
And they also have possession arrow, meaning if there's a jump ball or if it's tied up, Tennessee's going to get it, and that's critical with 32 seconds left in the ball game.
About 10-second difference in the shot clock and game clock, so Louisiana will get the ball back. They just faced with the job of trying to stop Tennessee from scoring. Harris head down, and Smith took it away. Oh my, a foul is called from the blind side. Unbelievable. Oh, that looked like a clean pick. We had a great angle at it.
Well, and how? And Tony Harris was out of control. Here it is again. And here comes Smith right here. Boy, that looked like a good, clean steal to me.
What did he do wrong?
Here it is again. Harris out of control, almost stepping out of bounds. Met Smith on the trap.
Boy, that's a whistle that could decide the game, and then they let Slay slip in there, and boy, Smith is going to be called for a flagrant foul, intentional foul, and that means 2 shots and the ball. As Smith, in part in anger over that last call, and he bullied down Slay. So this could well decide it here in the final minute. Louisiana playing so very hard for Jesse Evans. His team played terrifically well today, and from many angles appeared to get a rough call here against Smith on the steal.
Well, regardless, I think the steal was clean, but you have to keep your head, recognizing how much time is left. You know, I can't believe they let Slay get that offensive rebound. First of all, after the miss, that was critical, but you cannot afford to lose your cool at any point during a ball game, especially now with 2 shots and Tennessee's going to get their ball out of bounds. I'm sure Smith is going to think about the last 5 seconds of play for him.
Now it's 60-58 Tennessee. Let's go back to that foul by Smith. And pretty well acted out as well, although there was plenty of muscle behind the stop.
Well, if you want to know where the beef is, there it is right there. And he's been applying it all day in a very constructive way. Unfortunately, he didn't like the call on the steal, and it carried over to the next play where he slammed Slay to the floor.
So he misses the first free throw. So if he makes this, Tennessee will have the 3-point lead, but the ball as well because of the flagrant foul. Oh my, that makes it interesting. It's still 60-58. Now 13.3 seconds. And a time is called by Tennessee. So Louisiana isn't eliminated yet. We'll be right back to Birmingham. Magic City, a 60-58 lead for Tennessee. 13 seconds and change. Team fouls. The next foul by Louisiana sends Tennessee into the two-shot situation. Underdog Louisiana within 2 of favored Tennessee, 60-58. 13.3 seconds to go. Tennessee inbounding the ball after the flagrant foul, but Ron Slay missing both of his free throws, and there's the quick foul by Kenneth Lawrence on Tony Harris. They had to foul one of the better free throw shooters for the Volunteers. He's hitting nearly 75%, and that's exactly what he is today, 3 for 4. Quite a battle here in Birmingham in round 1, the first game.
Absolutely, and the last minute has been some exciting basketball with Ron Slay missing 2 free throws and Tennessee getting the ball back after the flagrant foul by Smith, and that puts the ball in Harris's hand, and he knocks down the first of 2 free throws.
61-58, and if Harris connects on the second free throw, then it puts Louisiana in a 2-possession situation. Louisiana leading by as much as 12 points late in the first half. They led 40-32 here in the second half. Tennessee finally caught them at 42, and it's seesawed since then. And Harris coolly hits both free throws, and it's a 4-point lead for Tennessee, and a timeout Louisiana. The Volunteers by 4. 10.8 seconds left. That's why they call it March Madness. Opening games tense and tough. Lonnie Thomas, who scored the first 7 points of the game for Louisiana, is the Chevrolet most valuable player with 19 in the game, 9 for 16 from the floor. And freshman Ron Slay of Tennessee, 15 points, 13 of those in the second half to spark the comeback of the Volunteers. And now Louisiana, 10.8 seconds. And will need a sort of miracle here in the city they call the Miracle City, Birmingham, Alabama. Butler almost lost the handle. Harmon to Thomas, and it's knocked out of bounds by Higgins. No, they said it goes off a Louisiana player. So good defense by Tennessee. And with 2.5 seconds, it would appear the Volunteers on their way to the second round.
Something happened with that clock, because when the ball went out of bounds, it appeared it was 7 seconds. I was going to say that was the longest of the shortest 3 seconds.
They have not changed the clock as yet. It remains at 2.5, and Tennessee with a quick inbounds and the foul on Higgins, who is one of the poor free throw shooters for Tennessee. He's been to the line only 25 times all year, making 14 for 56%. 1.7 seconds to go, and should they eat up the limited time, the bracket would read this way: Tennessee advancing to meet the winner of the next game here in Birmingham, defending champion Connecticut, and red hot Utah State, the longest winning streak in the nation, 19.
Well, Brett Smith will be replaying this game over and over this evening. He had an excellent game up until the intentional foul, and it really cost him.
And for those not with us here in Birmingham, before the intentional foul, he made what appeared to be a very clean steal of Tony Harris to give Louisiana the ball down by only 2, but a whistle ruled a hold, and certainly changed the complex of this game, complexion of the game. C.J. Black over to say hello to James Worthy. Nice to see the young kids with big smiles as Higgins belies his free throw percentage, makes the free throw, and the final score will read: Tennessee 63, Louisiana 58. For James Worthy and Spencer Tillman, this is Dick Enberg. So long from Birmingham, where Tennessee has advanced. Now let's check in with Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg in New York.
All right, Dick, thank you. So the Volunteers get the benefit of a whistle that will be questioned for a long time down in Louisiana, 63-58. Meanwhile, in Buffalo, Seton Hall